I would like Matt Campbell. If we want to get into why, I can do all that. But my other very realistic choice, and the guy I'm probably, it's like 1B for me, is Greg Roman. And not only do I think that's realistic because of the Baltimore Ravens Harbaugh connection. Don't forget, Roman has been working for Harbaugh's all the way back since Stanford. So, and Joe Douglas and the Harbaughs are very, very close. So I think the Baltimore connection is very real. But the thing is, and why I like Roman, is he's not the flash in the pan hot coordinator right now, like Joe Brady, like Arthur Smith. These guys have no resumes. Joe Brady has a year as an offensive coordinator. He was not the offensive coordinator of LSU. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's not what his job was when he was at LSU. Now, I might like him, but as far as taking over this monster that is the New York Jets with us intense fans and the intense New York media, I don't want a noob. All right. So we've done it. We did it with Joe Walton. We did it with Bruce Coslett. We did it with Pete Carroll. We did it with Herm Edwards. We did it with Eric Mangini. We did it with Todd Bowles. We did it with fucking Rex Ryan. How many times do we have to do this? So what I want to see is somebody that actually has a long resume of success with more than one organization, more than one, offense and or defense, more than one group of players. That's what I want to see. Matt Campbell has rebuilt from scratch the Toledo University program. When he was done there, he went over to Iowa State, took the laughing stock of the Big 12, I think it is, and made them into a place where the recruiting is actually legitimate. So this is a guy that didn't just do it for 1 year, didn't just do it for 2 years. Both of these guys, I think, are actually able to stand on their resume. Look at real quick what Roman fell off a little bit this year when Lamar Jackson came out and said, oh, people are calling out our plays. What happened since then? 5 straight games, today included, with 37 points or more. That's what's happened since that bullshit came out. So everybody's going to have a peak and a valley and an ebb and a flow. It's the nature of the game. But what I like about Roman is he fixed it. And that's what we haven't seen with our coaches. Our coaches, and this goes for Bowles, he was in over his head. It goes for even Rex, who I loved. He couldn't fix it. Once the shit started going sour, he went down the toilet with it. That's the way it went. And obviously, Adam Gase has no answers for anybody. So those are two guys that I think are legitimately being considered, and I think are legitimate potentials to get the job. And they're both guys that I would be very happy, much more than Arthur Smith and Joe Brady and the like.
Man, I'm starting to think my YouTube subscription to Green Beans channel might be the best one I made this year. Go ahead. That's flame. How do we follow that up? No, I'm saying, go ahead.
Listen, come on now. You got a couple of Apaches over there. Fire them off. Let's go.
I'm going to keep it real because I think, to Green Bean's point, the history of success is the most important. And I mean, instead of just having the one shot, you know what I'm saying? Because, and I mean, just think about it in terms of this. Adam Gase came here as a head coach with no history of success. None. And this is the guy that they thought was going to be this offensive guru who we were going to entrust the youngest, starting franchise quarterback in the history of the league. This is who they entrusted him with. Mm-hmm. When you talk about a guy that you want to bring in, you want a guy to a few of the points that we've heard, who's going to be able to build a staff, not a guy who's going to hire Dowell Loggins.
Right.
Right.
Or Casey Rogers.
Just to even have Dowell Loggins on your staff, that's the most questionable thing for me, because I didn't even know who Dowell Loggins was. And then when I started seeing all the memes and throwing flags and all of that, it kind of, okay, now I see who this guy is. I still don't care who he is because he's a scrub. He should have never been here. This is the problem that we've had. And this is why the team situation is as bad as it is, because we haven't had football guys making football decisions. Joe
that's the
right now,
problem
right now is getting ready to make a football decision.
And that's the problem, Kevin, because when it was first reported last year that Loggins was coming back to be with Gase to come here, they've all said to Gase, don't bring him here. Yeah. Don't bring him here. Look, don't bring Dowell Loggins here.
Chris Johnson allowed it to
bring
happen.
in someone else. Bring in a offensive coordinator. He doesn't listen. Devin
look,
doesn't listen.
the
Doesn't
fact
listen
that
at all.
the fact that he's gone now is the best
Right.
possible thing. Now, just to kind of go a little further, because again, Green Bean, you made some great points about guys to bring in. I think there's going to be a lot of names that are going to surface. There's going to be a lot of positivity around a lot of these guys because for whatever reason, it just seems like the planet and the stars are all aligning to having really some of the most capable and qualified guys available for us in this time, right? I personally, I like the Greg Roman pick because I think that he is and has shown, to Green Bean's point, that flexibility, that ability to make changes when we most need them. And Adam Gase showed a complete total lack of being able to do that. I'm just going to keep it real. I like Wink Martindale probably because I think our defense right now is much further ahead than our offense is. But we would trust him to bring in a guy that's going to cultivate the pieces necessary to grow this offense while taking advantage of a defense that actually puts us in position to be able to win games or keep us close in games until the offense actually gets where it needs to be, right? So to me, our defense has, especially when you just look at our defensive line with Quinnen, with Franklin Myers, with Fatukasi, with all those guys, I think we are in position right now to be effective immediately. I'm expecting that our first little draft picks are going to include a pass rusher. They're going to include a corner. They're going to include a wide receiver. All of these conversations about if we're going to bring in an offensive lineman instead of drafting a quarterback with the first pick at 2. I think that disqualifies you. If you drop that in my feed, I'm going to block you. I'm telling you right now. If you start talking to me about drafting Penei Sewell and not drafting a quarterback, I don't know. Right. Our communication is probably going to be extremely limited from that point on, because I think it is a bad football decision. I think you do not miss out on the opportunity to add your franchise quarterback. Everybody talking about, we need to keep and build around Sam. That might get you blocked too. I'm going to keep it real. I like Sam. I love Sam coming in. I'm telling you right now, I thought the kid had it. He's proven that he doesn't have it.
Right.
We need to bring in a guy right now that is going to be able to show that and look, even if it's a guy that is going to sit, I'm not trying to pay Sam Darnold 20 some odd million having one mediocre season under his belt. And if we don't make a complete, 180-degree change based on where it is that the team trajectory is going, Sam Darnold's not going to be able to carry this team to success regardless of who comes in, just because I don't know if he has the talent to be able to do it. So this is where some of these things are kind of, and I hate to sit on the fence when it comes to stuff like this, but until we really know who that guy is, it's going to be difficult to get a gauge on where it is exactly that we're going. Do I like Arthur Smith? Yes, I love Arthur Smith. Do I like Dable? Yes, I like Dable too. All of these guys. Do I like Campbell? Yes. I like a lot of what these guys bring in. Big picture, we won't know until they bring their staff, until they actually start putting the pieces together that are going to make it possible for us to say, we have this and it's going to work. We have that, it's going to work. We have this, it's not going to work. We're going to need to add a piece. But, this is going to be fun because this offseason, like, every offseason we've had since Monkey Ass Itzik was here, is going to be one of the most important off seasons that we've had going into this next season. And we've been saying that continuously. But we've been saying it with guys that have no fucking clue about what it is that they're doing to build a team. And now we have a guy that does.
Right.
That changes entirely. And excuse me, I know I'm cursing and all of that, but my faith says that you don't build your house on sand, you build it on the rock, right? Joe Douglas is the rock, man. Yeah. Joe Douglas is the rock.
All right, really quick. Shout out to John Suggs. He's actually making a pretty heavy case for Jim Caldwell. All right. Actually saying, look at the Ravens since 2012, turned that program over. I've actually tasked Jimmy to go and look up Jimmy Caldwell's profile. Jimmy, what'd you dig up?
He's got decent numbers. To be honest, guys, Jim Caldwell, I just think it's too up in the air.
I like him as an OC. I don't know about head coach.
Correct. Yeah, it's about leading people. I don't think that there's enough. He was in Detroit from 2014 to 2017. He was in Indy from 2009 to 2011. And then there was a 3-year gap. And then I just
No,
I just don't. Yeah, I don't think he's
absolutely
failed
not.
enough.
I don't want that
Right.
man anywhere near the Jets at
Right.
all. He's just a
hasn't
fraud
failed
head
enough for us.
coach.
I,
He's a fraud head coach. He's on the coattails of Tony Dungy. When they won the Super Bowl with the Indianapolis Colts, the man just stands there, looks around like he thinks he knows what he's doing. I want no part of Jim Caldwell whatsoever. If Tony Dungy ever came out of retirement and leaves the NBC studio, then fine. I don't want his so-called understudy because that man does not know a damn thing about head coaching. I'm sorry, Jim Caldwell, out.
I'm not going to be that forceful about it, but I'll say that I don't think he's the answer. There's not a consistency. Like it is a really
Okay, so we got a resounding no from Daniel. So I'm sorry.
Resounding no from Daniel. You're going to get a hard pass from me.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't mind him as an offensive coordinator because I think that's his strength. As a head coach,
Right.
I don't necessarily know.
Right, but I mean, if that's what we're talking about as a head coach, I just see too many peaks and valleys with his coaching style. There's too many gaps. Like it looks like from what I'm looking at as far as the history, it looks like something goes wrong. He takes a walk, and then he sits for a year or two, and then he comes back and tries to do it again, and then things go wrong, and he gets out again. I don't like his inconsistency, so it's going to be a hard pass from me. If I could just jump in and talk a little bit about the head coaching aspect that I would like to see as far as the most realistic aspect of it, I think Greg Roman is the most realistic pick that we could have. Not only that, but there's two things at work here. Number one, I like the way that Greg Roman has developed not only running quarterbacks, which he is very, very good at, okay, but he also developed Alex Smith that was not Harbaugh in San Francisco. That was Greg Roman from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I like that he can design offenses. And to Green Bean's point, he's got an extended resume of building successful offenses around what he has to work with. And it's been consistent. It's been absolutely consistent. There's been a few games in Baltimore this year where they kind of struggled. I think Lamar Jackson, I'm going to disagree with you, Kevin, on Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to burn bright for a couple of years, and then he's going to fade out just like most running quarterbacks do. But what I like about this Greg Roman pick is we're sitting at the number 2 spot, guys, and we're likely not getting Trevor Lawrence, okay? So there's a bunch of rumors flying around about Urban Meyer and him going to Jacksonville, and maybe he, I'm in on that too, man. Maybe, just maybe, he decides he wants Justin Fields. We don't know. So maybe we get that golden ticket passed to us for Trevor Lawrence. But either way, I watched that replay of that Ohio State game against Clemson. Let me tell you, Daniel, I have been very anti-Fields on this show and on Facebook.
The kid broke out.
And Kevin can vouch for that aspect. Green Bean can vouch for that aspect. But here's the thing. My biggest knock on Justin Fields was that it's been taking him several drives to like get over bad choices or bad plays. And he proved to me against Clemson, which is a high-powered defense, he proved to me that he can have a bad play and get over it quickly. So I'm warming up to him. Now think about that, guys. If the Jags do what's expected, I'm not saying they're going to get Urban Meyer. I'm not going to go with the conspiracy theories and say that that's the way it's going to be. Odds are we're not 99% chance we don't get Trevor Lawrence, guys. But sitting at 2, what offensive mastermind do you want developing a mobile quarterback like Justin Fields? You give me Greg Roman all day, every day, period. Just
because I need to defend my Lamar take, right?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus on that.
Wow, dude. You want to show us the tire tracks real quick there?
I caught a lot of flack about that because I was like, no, I don't care. I think we should draft Lamar. And everybody's like, oh, yeah. Okay. The fact of the matter is that Lamar has the talent to be able to throw. Yes. He needs the coach. He needs the coach to be able to teach him. And as of right now, just like you said, once Lamar recognized something and made the statement to Green Bean's point about, he started to fix it, that's all that matters. I don't give a shit. You talk about, they're calling out the plays. Then the next week they have no idea what it is that you're doing. That's how effective coaches make their mark on this league. That's how effective coaches make their mark on their teams. Baltimore is still one of the best teams in the league, period, hands down. And it's because they have a guy that is as talented as Lamar is, with a coach that can actually flex to make your scouting almost irrelevant.